Lawmakers have passed some legislation aimed at spurring the construction of new electric vehicle charging stations across our state.
Yeah, this comes after companies like BMW and Scout Motors have announced they're investing billions of dollars in the electric vehicle industry in our area.
News 19's Becky Buds has the details.
The bill would provide income tax credits to businesses that install the charging stations in hopes of expanding South Carolina's charging infrastructure. It's been 12 days since Samuel Frederick traded his gas guzzler for an electric vehicle.
So far, so great. I love it to death, though. It's riding real smooth.
He says so was the shift from gas stations to charging stations.
Most systems, you can just pull it up in the app. They'll tell you where the charging station's at. They'll tell you even where the free charging station's at.
For many, traveling long distances in an all-electric vehicle still lacks the convenience of refueling a gas-powered vehicle. According to the Federal Alternative Fuels Data Center, there are just 466 EV charging stations across the state, leaving drivers like Sally Boudinot with limited options as they plan their routes.
We passed through Columbia several times on our way toward visiting friends in Charlotte. And this Walmart is the only place that we have found that we can charge, aside from some automobile dealerships.
A bill overwhelmingly passed in the House of Representatives hopes to change that. It would provide businesses with an income tax credit equal to 25% of the cost of installing the stations by adding electricity to the list of alternative fuels eligible for incentives. The bill also adds EV charging stations to the types of equipment eligible for the tax credits. Katie Hagan with the Conservation Voters of South Carolina says the measure is good for the environment and the economy.
So obviously EV owners are going to benefit from this, but even more than that, I think it's the businesses large and small that are going to be able to benefit from this, from drawing in more customers for having chargers on site.
The tax credit would be available for any EV charger placed in service before January 1st, 2026.
I think often with tax credits, we want to give it a sunset date just to try to see how it does. I think that's sometimes easier to see, like, hey, let's test this out, see how it does, and then hopefully if it's successful, we'll continue on.
According to a fiscal impact report, the bill is expected to cost the state nearly $6 million in lost tax revenue. The Senate is expected to take up the bill when they return in January. Reporting out the State House, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.
Electric vehicles are a long way from holding a big share of South Carolina's cars. There are more than 7,000 electric vehicles and 62,000 hybrid electric vehicles registered to South Carolinians. For comparison, there are more than 4.2 million gasoline-powered vehicles registered in the state of South Carolina. And currently, our state doesn't have any tax credits or incentives for electric vehicle car owners. The state charges electric car owners about $120 every 2 years. Hybrid electric vehicle owners pay a fee of $60 every other year. This is on top of the annual registration fee of $40.
But on the federal level, you may be eligible for a tax credit of up to $7,500 if you buy certain electric vehicles. The goal is to increase EV sales and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and there are a number of requirements and restrictions on the program. To qualify for the new credit, the EVs must be made in North America and be under a certain price. There's also a cap on your annual income so that wealthier people might not qualify. There's also a smaller credit for people who buy a used electric vehicle.